Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trusty's Vintage Live Sale, where tonight we've got a theme. It's March 4th, and everything's $4. So we're going to try and get through a decent number of items. Yeah, but you know me, I'm still a talker. But try and get them through a little bit faster than normal so that I can clear some of the inventory I pulled from my booth over the weekend because I have now moved out of my booth and had quite a bit of inventory left over. It did sell really well. I ended up having my best month ever at the store. Of course, everything was half price, so I would hope so. But regardless, still have stuff left. So that'll be the theme tonight. So everything will be $4. And I also have, because technically that is a theme for March 4th, $4. I also have Trusty's bargain bin. So I've got another set of items that'll be $2. So the theme of the evening is cheap. No, we don't like to use the word cheap. It's inexpensive. So hopefully you've been saving yourself, trying to find something inexpensive to pick up and have fun. Tonight's your night. And even if you don't have fun, you can hang out in the chat with all the other Huckster Hecklers, including the head heckler himself. We've got Nate coming in from New Zealand, and he will once again be the moderator watching for the first to claim. So be nice to Nate and send all of your good vibes, high-speed internet energy down to New Zealand, which evidently had an earthquake today, an 8.1 earthquake, which seems, to this inlander here, pretty large, but evidently no damage or anything, just they were watching for tsunamis. So just tsunamis, no big deal. We got Dawn in the house today, and today the pen I'm using is actually friend mail from Dawn from the Naked Whittler. So I'm using that to track all the sales tonight. So Dawn is head of the Just One More Dachshund Rescue, and glad to have you here representing the state of Maryland. Cindy J back in the house. Dee representing the first person representing New York, Niagara Falls area. Again, I got to learn my New York geography before the Huckster Helper heads to New York in the fall for grad school. But we got Brian Hance coming in from the great suburbs of Chicago, and Judy's coming in, and we've got Robin Summers. Welcome, Robin. And let's see, Linda Punky has come back, and Halem coming in from the great state of Pennsylvania. No, you're Commonwealth. I want to say you're Commonwealth. I don't remember. I think Pennsylvania's Commonwealth. Even whatever, you're from Pennsylvania. So welcome, Halem, and thanks for hanging out with us. Michelle Ann coming in, another Illinoisite. And I think you're an Illinoisan. I should know this. I live here, but don't really refer to myself in the third person very often. Florida coming in with Lori from Blue Flamingo Mercantile. And Southern Buckeye has returned. And thanks for coming back, Southern Buckeye. Robin A is in the house. And Laura Bimos was actually the first to say hello to. So she is taking a break from her evening of pool this evening and saying hello. So thank you for joining us, Laura. Helen Booty in the house, and there's Melody along with Halem. Karen Radford here. Welcome, Karen. Welcome back. Carrie from Austin. Hope things are warming up down there and you're all recovered from the ice and the cold and rolling blackouts and all the weird things that were going on because you actually had snow. Coming from Chicago, I still a little bit overwhelmed by that. But you know what? You do things well there down there too. You just don't handle snow very well. Jerry coming in again. Thanks for coming back, Jerry. Sandy coming in from the great state of Michigan. Thanks, Sandy, for joining in. Janice coming in from the great state of Iowa, Decorah, Iowa. Hope that wasn't giving up too much information, but welcome, Janice. Let's see. Rebecca Higgins coming in. I think she's our representative of Maine for the evening. So welcome, Rebecca. Thanks for coming in. Karen Dodlinger holding up the West Coast. She's coming in from San Francisco. So thanks for joining us, Karen. Always happy to have you. Let's see. Sue Golembeski's coming back in, and that's not Sue there. So Sue Golembeski. Irene, greetings from Ohio. Excellent. Always like to have another Buckeye in the house. I did go to college in Ohio. So always something special when people from Ohio are in. Dana coming in, Grace 2010H. Thank you for joining again. I think I said hi to Cindy J, but if not, hello, Cindy. Deb Riley coming in the Hoosier State from Indiana. Jeffrey Ross, welcome, Jeffrey. And Sue coming back in. And we got another Mainer. Got Nicole from Nesting Haven. So she's we got 2 from Maine, quite the percentage of population coming into the sale. Linda Clark coming in from North Carolina. And I was wondering the first person that would notice, Huck is in the house. Huck felt lonely sitting on the half wall, missing out on all the live sales. So Huck, I hauled his 25-pound ass over to my piano, and he will now lord over us and watch what everyone is doing. We've got Katie in the house. Everyone send your good vibes and good energy to Katie. She is not feeling well right now, and we were sending jokes her way. So if anyone knows any fun jokes, keep them clean. It's family channel. You know, any fun jokes, put them into the chat, and I might share some of the ones that we talked about earlier. Michelle Decker, another Illinoisan in the house. Thanks so much for joining. And let's see. I might be caught up, and I apologize. Oh, I didn't know, Robin. I didn't know you were from Maine too. My God, we got 3 from Maine. Did the state shut down in honor of my sale? You know, I really don't mean to dismiss Maine. I've only been there once. I did a trip to Canada. God, I was a teenager. Remember that? We drove all the way up to Prince Edward Island, and then we drove over to Nova Scotia. At the time, there was a tropical storm heading in, so everything was closed. And then we drove down the coast from Halifax down Nova Scotia and did the ferry from Nova Scotia back to Maine. And the only thing I really remember about that was I was probably 13 and I was actually gambling in the casino, which, you know, made my day. And then we drove through Maine. So that is my entire experience with Maine. Seemed lovely, but it's been a long time since I thought about Maine. So welcome, and thanks so much for joining us. Pat Sarver might be a new name. So if not, I apologize, but welcome back, or welcome, whichever is relevant. Gritty Gret in the house. Thanks so much, Gritty Gret. Another Kentuckyite. Kentuckian. Yeah, Kentuckian. That's what she does right there. Christy, got another West Coaster coming in. So I think, actually, I can't remember where you are, Christy. I think you're farther down the coast from San Francisco. So another Californian, can never have too many. Julia coming in from, where'd she just go? Julia coming in from Perfecting Pearls. Another Illinoisan and Illini right down the street from the University of Illinois. Welcome, Logan, from the Vintique Scavenger. Let's see. I just lost somebody. Lynn. There's Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Oh, welcome. You're new. Always happy to have new people. Lynn Dowdy from Arkansas. Excellent. I'm trying to think. Somebody else was just asking me. They were in Little Rock, and I can't remember who was the one from Little Rock that was asking if I had family in that area, which I do not. My family is from very southern tip of Missouri, the panhandle of Missouri, but not so much Arkansas itself. Carrie, we're creating a new hashtag, Patrick's Childhood Memories. It's a very boring hashtag, so I really don't think it's going to catch on very often. But okay, yeah, I thought Christy was Southern California. So Chad is back in the house, and he ordered from me just recently. The last time was last week, and I can't remember where I shipped. So I can't remember where Chad is based. So welcome, Chad. Thanks for coming back. What's Halem saying? Southern Buckeye, are you a melody too? Oh, I'm not sure where that's headed. I think I missed part of that conversation. We got our resident Canuck. We've got Tia Fane in the house. Thanks so much, Tia Fane, for joining in on the sale. And everyone's wishing goodwills to Katie. So yes, we definitely hope Katie's doing better. She's keeping her sense of humor, at least. So we are going to wish her the best. And 8 months of winter is great. Yep. You definitely have us beat on the winter. Our running joke is in most of the upper Midwest. It's Chicago has 4 seasons: winter, and road repair. So you know you make do. Oh, and Julia was in Wisconsin. Excellent. Let's see. It said something was coming to you. Hard to do when you're doing the chat through StreamYard. It jumps. It seems to jump more than if you're doing them straight. Oh, hey, Pamela. Thanks so much for joining us. Sue, I think I said hello to Sue. Oh, we got somebody. I think it's somebody new. Oh, we've got a name changer. That was happening really hot and heavy for a while, and it hasn't been happening so much. So Sabrina Simon is now Simon Says, Let's Make a Deal. That's an awesome name. Excellent. Annette coming back in, and again, just jumped right as I tried to click on it. So where did Annette go? There's Annette. So Annette, also Southern Illinois, I believe. So we got another Illinoisan. We're taking over here. We've got some heavy concentration going in. Emancipation 300 is coming back in. Thanks so much for joining again. Sonia M., thank you for joining. Vintage Digs, love the name, love the logo. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining. Let's see, winter mud season and road construction. There you go. We don't really have the mud season so much. I remember my first job out of college, so we're not quite childhood memories. My first job out of college, I spent 3 months in Wyoming. So I increased the population by percentages by being there. And it was a case where I could fly home every weekend, but I didn't have to. So if I wanted to stay there, they would pay for my hotel and my rental car to just hang out, save the cost of the airfare. So I tried to explore a few weekends, went out to Jackson Hole, and that was where I first discovered the term mud season. I'd never heard of that before because everyone talked about how phenomenal Jackson Hole was. And I went there during mud season and I'm like, man, you people have low expectations because this place is a pit. And it was because it was mud season. So, that probably happens in Maine as well. I think I said hi to Lori and Susan K. And where was Dana again? North Carolina. We've got another North Carolinian. Don't know if we've got any South Carolinians, so we're taking it over. Kara is, yep, he was given the nod of approval there for a while. Every once in a while, I'll have to remind him, wake him up. Hey, Huck. Hello. Let's see. Oh, Calypso Antiques. Oh, I think that might be a new one to me. I love that name. So thank you for joining Calypso Antiques. And again, thanks for the kind words to Katie. Oh, another fun one, Cozy Llama. Greetings for Virginia. That is where the Huckster Helper is actually hanging out for this semester. Her school in Pennsylvania still was not bringing students back. So she is in, I think it's Basye, Basye. It's like a really small, very, very north, like almost West Virginia border. So she is in Virginia actually right now, coming home next weekend for spring break. So Calypso says he or she is newish, and that is quite all right. We always love the newbies. Mary Dugan, hello. So Larry Riley coming in. He's a big boy. He's actually one of my favorite purchases because he weighs about 20, 25 pounds. He is chalkware. He has a ginormous head, and I think I paid $15 for him. And so he had to come home with me. And so that's Huck. That is the Huckster Hound, my mascot. So yes, Huck is saying hello. So most of the names I'm seeing a Dragonfly Attic with Beth, so that we've changed the name to add the with Beth, but that's always good because I struggle sometimes to remember what everyone's real names are. So thank you, Beth, for adding that into your name. Anyway, yes, I agree, Lori. I don't know if it was my best buy yet, but it's probably one of my favorite buys because I do love him. He usually hangs out on the half wall at the base of my stairs so I can pet him. That's how lame my life is. I can pet an inanimate object on my way to bed. So that is where he normally lives, but that's a very lonesome corner to be in when I'm over here running a live sale. So we decided to make him part of the action. So Susan K was asking for those who came in a little bit late. Katie's not feeling particularly well. She had her first dose of the vaccine and unfortunately did not have a positive reaction to it. So she is currently being watched over at the medical center, and she is in good condition and she will be fine, but she is enjoying my live sale from the emergency room. So send your good vibes, and we were sharing jokes. So if you've got any good, very clean, keep it clean jokes you want to share in the chat, I promised Katie we would make her laugh tonight. So okay, so either Annette is having a stroke or she is suddenly speaking in code or tongues. So anyone wants to translate, feel free. Just kidding, Annette. I have a feeling you did a Kofifi text there. I'm sure Louie's in good condition. She's only been there for a little while, so she will be able to go home and take care of Louie. But thanks for asking about Louie. We all want to make sure Louie is okay as well. So hugs and everything to everyone, and everyone to Katie, and that's okay. Annette, I was just giving you some grief because we're all here to have fun. So for those of you who might be new, Calypso and others, this live sale pretty much will work the way most live sales, if you've seen them other places on the net, that we all kind of have the same structure. Biggest difference on my live sales, I just don't do offer ups or auctions. So I'm simply going to be, I will show you the item, I will give you the price, and then when I give you the number, the price I give you is the price you will pay. So very straightforward. I try and give very fair prices. And if you're joining me for the first time this evening, you're in for kind of a specialty theme evening, because up until the end of February, I was in a local brick and mortar location and was supposed to be a vintage mall, kind of turned into a decor mall that really wasn't the vibe I was going for. And I really just wasn't doing all that well because the customers that were coming there were coming for something other than vintage material. And if you really want the inner look at my psyche on how I feel about that, just watch my last video where, as it has now become dubbed, Snarky Patrick appeared. It's not my proudest moment, but I had to do a little intro apologizing for my attitude during some of the filming. But anyway, I closed down the booth. So what is going on tonight? Probably everything, or at least most everything, was in the booth, and I am selling everything with the theme. Tonight is March 4th. I'm selling everything for $4. So in some cases, some of these were selling for much, much more than that. I'm clearing space, clearing inventory, because I mentioned the Huckster Helper is coming home in a week and a half. And at this point, she would not be able to park in the garage. So we're clearing some space. So and thank you, Beth, for some reason, Snarky Patrick was very popular. I guess I think most people are snarky at heart. And I received many comments / hashtags of keeping it real. I don't feel I wasn't real before that, but yeah, I was probably a little real. So we've got another newbie, Grandma to 11. Okay, pardon me while I feel horrified by that statement, but welcome. You need some free time. There's nothing to pardon. We are all here to have fun. And anybody you see whose name is in blue is a moderator. They can help answer questions if I don't happen to see them. Once I start the sale, sometimes I am not able to follow the chat as closely. So again, as I started saying before, if you're new to the channel, it works the way everything else does, or most of the other channels do. Just don't worry about any auctions or offer ups. I just don't do them. So when I give you an item number, you need to enter that number into your chat. Now make sure you're entering into the chat, not into the comment section. So if you're watching this on your phone, you need to be, or on a tablet, you need to be in the app, not in the browser, because the browser will not give you access to the chat feature. If you're in the browser on your computer or PC, you're totally fine. So app on the phone or regular browser on your computer is fine. Just be in the chat section. It's better to be in live chat. You can see a little button, three dots to the right where you're probably going to start as top chat. You can click and change to live chat. Just gives you a slightly better view of what's going on, and you'll see more comments. And what will happen is everyone who's interested in the item I show, you will type in that number. The first person that we see having entered that number is the person who will claim the item. So for those of you who are new, it is common that you will see yourself first. So if at some point you see that you're first, you think you won, and then we announce a different name, what we ask, you just go ahead and refresh your screen. Typically when you refresh the YouTube, it will come back and it will update you, and you'll see the order that we saw. But if you still have a question, just let us know, and people in the chat will help you out and help clarify or reassure whether you were first or not first. But it is based on the first person that Nate sees. So Soul Nate is in the chat, and he is the one who is going to be entering the text into the chat. And then I will try to be giving you a verbal announcement of who claims it as the sale goes along as well. So you've got some backup for who wins it. If you've never shopped with me before, you'll need to send me an email that gives me your shipping information. Realized that wasn't on the screen, so I've had to find that really quick. You'll just need to give me your mailing address, because then I will calculate the shipping to send the item to you, send you an invoice. You will pay that invoice, and once it is paid, I'll ship the item. Relatively straightforward. So if you have any questions as you're coming along, or you get confused, definitely reach out, ask one of the moderators, or I will try and answer things as I come across. I just saw a couple more people come in. Hey, Maria, sorry I missed you before. And Kim from Oh My Vintage is here as well. So Kim, sorry if I missed anybody else. Oh, we got Mickey from Thrifting in the Holler. So welcome back. So if you got any questions, shout them out. The moderators will help you out, and we will go ahead and start with the first item. So one of the things that I had and talked about quite a bit on some of my videos at that booth, because I was trying to promote, obviously I was trying to promote the booth while I was, my microphone was not in the right spot, so this might be, hopefully you'll hear me better now. Oh, Thrift U's here. Hey, Thrift U, Sam and or Sarah. Anyway, I was doing a lot of promotions for my booth. The booth did well. Fourth quarter, before Christmas, it did fine. It wasn't working out, so I left. But a lot of the things I was showcasing, I was trying to do like mini themes, and one of the areas I was showcasing was barware. So I had sin carts. So I had smoking, I had gambling, I had alcohol, all things near and dear to my heart. No, just kidding. I've actually never smoked, but alcohol, yeah. Anyway, so I had a whole bunch of items, and it actually did do fairly well. But I did have some items that didn't sell. So when I closed it down, I've got some barware that I'm going to start off with, including a couple of decanters. So this is a James Lockhart decanter. It is fish. It still has the Wisconsin. So, hey, Julia, yeah, I said Wisconsin. It still has the Wisconsin tax stamp on it. It's the largemouth bass rainbow. Okay, there was a series. I was like, this can't be one fish. It was part of a series of largemouth bass, rainbow trout, and sailfish. It was a 1975 liquor bottle. I'm assuming it was a Jim Beam bottle, but all of the labels that once would have said Jim Beam are no longer on there. I was selling it in the booth, and the label is still on there with the booth price for $10. And once again, if you missed the very beginning, everything this evening will be $4. So my tags are a little bit differently tonight. Everything's $4, including this $10 decanter. Everything is $4. I'm just going to show you the number. So if you want the decanter for $4, be the first person to give me number 43. $4 for the fish decanter. Because my tags are different, I have to hold them differently. So I'm taping things on, I'm going to get confused. All right. Next, I'm going to go with another piece of barware, and that was a mixing glass. So we had the mixing glass. I had this on the sale actually once before, and somebody had said that this was supposed to have a drinks cover on it. That has been up for debate since that time, because it does have a thick lip on it, which would receive a lid. But I've seen also some of these that were listed from the original maker that just showed the little stir thing in there. So, instead of shaken, not stirred, you have stirred, not shaken. So this is it is a French scene. It's got some great graphics on there. You've got the red on the bottom, you've got the black Eiffel Tower up against a yellow, kind of a smoke screen information thing background there. So this was, at one point it was $8. I marked it down to $5, and tonight it is $4. So $4 for the glass. And yes, Dawn, you got one of these because I know you like all things French. I had two, so I sent one of you one of them in the mystery box, and somebody can get another one right here for $4 by giving me number 38. $4, number 38 for the French themed drinks glass, mixing glass. All right. And what I'll do for those who might be new to my channel, what I'll try and do is if it doesn't sell, I will put it on the shelf behind me. So if you come in later and you see something you're interested in, you will know if you'd like a $4 fish decanter, he's right there and he's still available. And number 38, the French drinking container or drink mix glass went to Nettie. So thank you, Nettie, for picking that up. Next item is kitchenware. What I had done, some people have seen some video and also visited Thrift U is here. They visited it in person. I used to have a booth prior to this one, which was only glass and pottery and porcelain. And it just didn't do particularly well. It was more like a gallery style in a place that didn't fit in very well. So I moved into this shop. I had both stores open simultaneously. I kept that one for the decorative pieces and then did more vintage kitchen. And this is one of the items that I had put into the vintage kitchen section. So it is a set of basically, I'm going to say they're ceramic, because they are bisque, unfinished porcelain down at the bottom, or unfinished on the bottom. So I don't think they're porcelain. Once upon a time, it looked like it might have had a stamp. You can see there's still a circular mark there, but it's completely worn out of what it might have once said. But it's they're a little ceramic with a little apple painted on the side. It is a set of 4 napkin rings. And they sit flat. You can see they have a flat bottom. So you have a set of 4 of the ceramic country apple napkin rings. And what I liked about them is that if you put them on this side, the apple is upright. So if you're setting it down, or depending on how you're doing your decor, you can also set it flat and you see the apple still sits upright. So you've got 2 different sides. It is a $4 purchase now. So $4 for the set of 4 apple napkin rings by giving me number 56. $4, number 56. For the apple napkin rings. All right, next one. I don't think I saw her in the chat. So if I did, I missed you, I apologize. But Kelly from Found Again, she had some medical issues at the beginning of the year. And because I'm local to her, I went to Kelly from Found Again Thrifting, went to visit her. I could not visit her because of COVID, you couldn't have any visitors, but I took a little vintage gift basket to her. So I grabbed a Christmas assemblage. I'm not sure if that's the right term, but it was basically something that Suzanne from number 17 Vintage had made. Bought that from Suzanne at the Rustic Fox. Got some flowers. Kelly really likes white and cream pottery and porcelain. Got her a vintage pot to put the plant in. And I broke up a pair of Otagiri style mugs and gave her a mug along with some tea that I had from my booth. Well, I only gave her 1 mug, which in hindsight maybe seems like I was being rude, but whatever. I had another one, but the other one never sold. Maybe because now it was no longer part of a pair. So it's the Otagiri style. You can see there. Hopefully, you can see it's somewhat. They're incised, like it's not just printed onto the mug. They're actually, the edges are kind of incised into it and then glazed. So you've got the seagulls on there. Single seagull on one side, triple seagulls on the other. You got the brownish style handle. The mug itself is not marked, so I can't swear that it is Otagiri, but it is the Otagiri look with that pebbled glaze and just the way, sometimes you just start getting used to somewhat what people see. It could be a knockoff. I have no idea, but I think it's Otagiri. I think it's very nicely done. It's fully glazed, so I gave it to her as a functional teacup, mug for the tea that I gave her. And so I'm selling the remaining mug by itself for $4. So if you would like the $4 Otagiri Seagull mug, you can have it by giving me number 44. Otagiri 44 for the mug. And Laura, I actually will have some tea coming up. Not in this sale because it's not, I can't really mark it down all the way to $4. Because the tea I was carrying was somewhat expensive, but I did sell some. Lori picked some up from Blue Flamingo Mercantile last week. I still have a couple more canisters that I'll be selling, sometimes with the little strainer, but I don't have enough strainers to go around, so they'll be mixing up. So I can let you know what I've got, and you can make sure you grab one if you would like it. So number 44 also went to Nettie. So the Otagiri mug went to Nettie, so I'll add that to your purchase. And then I think I was talking. I go back to Nate's chat. Make sure 56 went to Michelle Ann. So the napkin rings went to Michelle Ann. So thank you very much, Michelle, for picking that up. Just kind of grabbing things as they're sitting next to me. So the next one I go back to, this one is a beam decanter. I thought this one was a cool looking one because it basically transcends being a bottle to being, you know, you can put this on your mantle and it suddenly looks like you've got a porcelain and gilt urn on your in your collection. But this entire piece comes off. That is the bottle top. So it is a legit bottle, and it still has the tax label on the back, which of course, if you wanted to use this as a decorative item, you can take the labeling off, take off the tax label, take off the beam label, but it will still say on the bottom that it was from creation of James Beam, 1979. I was trying to find the year. So this one is from 1979. Originally had it in the booth for $12, marked it down to $6, and tonight we're selling it for $4. So $4 for the Jim Beam urn style for number 8. So Jim Beam, number 8, $4. And if you're late, I didn't catch the beginning, just remember tonight is all a theme. It is March 4th, so everything is selling for $4. So if I forget to say the price, you don't have to guess what the price is because it's $4. All right. The next item is actually this one. I don't remember if this one was in my booth or not. It doesn't have a tag on it. So this one I might have just had, and maybe I just had never gotten it. Maybe I just never gotten it into the booth. The urn, the Jim Beam urn goes to Laura at BMOS Mercantile. So thank you, Laura, for picking that up. What this one is just a simple little plate. It has a label on the back, which I'm not familiar with. It's JAC, and you can see it was made in Korea. So it's not as old as some of the made in Japan pieces, but it still has a little bit of age to it. I just thought it was sweet because it's got these little, what are those? Are they angelfish, I think? I used to have fish growing up. Yep, hashtag Patrick's childhood, Trusty's childhood memories. I want to say those are angelfish. Wouldn't swear to it. But the way they're done is just really simply done. They have a gold, some of the bubbles are gold. It's got gold all the way around. I truly don't know if this is supposed to be part of a dinner service, like maybe this is the bread and butter plate, or if this was designed as like a little dresser tray, pin tray, something like that, which is why I bought it. I just thought it was kind of cute and just would be, it's just that kind of theme, and with the very simple color scheme, I thought it was kind of cool. So I'm selling it here tonight for $4. So $4 for the JAC Incheon fish plate. And yes, Calypso's saying they are angelfish, and he or she has 3 of them. So there we go. You've got 3. There's 3 right here. So if you want to add a little representative commemorative plate of your 3 fish, Calypso, the plate is available for $4 by giving me number 51. $4.51 for the little angelfish plate. All right. I have to remember not to write as quickly as I sometimes do because I've had the problem of writing down a name and then I can't read the handwriting afterwards. I'm like, okay, who was in the sale that might match these letters? So I wrote that down as the angel fish. So I think I'll remember what that one is. And it looks like that is going to Blue Flamingo Mercantile. So congratulations, Lori. So we've got some fish. Some angelfish heading back to Florida. So that's probably where they might have, maybe that's where they started. All right, so that was the $4 plate. Next, we have a tile. This one, I'm selling it the way I had sold it in the booth. But I will just say, I was basically really bored and started watching, doing a deep dive into some Instagram. And I found a series of these Delft style tiles. And some of them were saying that they felt they were older than anything that I thought they were. I have a feeling it's just this style has been around for a very long time. and they were not showing the backs of their tiles. So I don't think this one is particularly old, so I am not changing my price. And the reason I don't think it's old, I mean, it's definitely vintage, but I don't think it's like 18th century, which is what some of the ones I found were, because they have the shape molded into the back. It looks like they'd attached a hanger, but that could have been done after, after it was made. But I don't think the oldest ones would have had that raised motif in them. So I think that's more of a modern style for tile making. But it is a Delft style tile. It is a simple tile. It is not blue on the sides. It does seem to have a little bit of a glaze on it compared to the back, but it's not a high finish. So you get the really shiny, you can see the lights are reflecting off the front. It's not reflecting as much off the edges. So it's not as well glazed, and it's definitely not blue, but it's slightly different finish than the raw back. And it's pretty clean on the back, so I don't think it was ever installed anywhere. So I think it really was just more like a trivet, or maybe on a stand, or maybe it was once in a frame. Who knows? So anyway, I was having the booth. No one else knew what to do with it. So I'm now selling it for, say it with me, everybody, $4. So the Delft style tile with the little man with, I'm assuming he's playing a game. I'm assuming that's not like a bondage whip or anything, because it looks like he's about to attack an acorn. So I have a feeling there's more to it than that. But it's Delft style with the little decorated corners. It's actually in really good shape. The edges are not chipped or anything. So like I said, I don't think it was ever installed. $4, number 17. $4, number 17 for the Delft tile. And yeah, so I announced that one already. All right, this one was a fun one. This one actually I know was not in my booth, because I picked this up at an estate sale just last weekend. This one it's a little melamine plate. So it's like that plasticized melamine plate. It has a little copyright information here on the bottom. So what I think this is, it's definitely from Hallmark Cards, because it says Hallmark Cards right on it. But it also says in the copyright, it says 1980, 1981, 1982 Hallmark Cards. So for those of you who might be more into Hallmark, I'm assuming is that maybe the year each one of those creatures, okay, that was rude. Each one of those animals was released, because I don't know why there'd be three. I don't know why there'd be three copyrights. So the only thing I can think of is that the design for what's that gray one? A possum maybe, and the raccoon, and then somehow they're cohabitating with a panda bear. Somebody's geography is really kind of off. But I don't know if they were introduced by Hallmark in 3 different years. So then because of copyright rule, they had to list all 3. So anyway, because I have a publishing background, I actually find that really interesting. Meaningless, but it is vintage because it is definitely from the 80s. There's no impressed mark or anything on the back. So the only way to know it's from Hallmark is the fact there's a little stamp right there. Did I embarrass you, Christy? Yes, they're cohabitating. That panda looks really young too, so they should be ashamed of themselves. So anyway, so you've got this little melamine, little luncheon plate. You use it as a plate, but I think this just would look cute in, if they're doing a little summer picnic. So, if you guys are doing the 3-tiered trays or the different vignettes, if you're prepping for a summer picnic style, this would just look cute, kind of hanging out in the background, because they are cute. They are cute little animals. So again, it's $4. So Shirt Tails, is that what that's from? I say that like I'm excited, and I have no idea what you're talking about. I truly don't remember Shirt Tails. So the animals, the raccoon at least looks a little familiar, because we did have Hallmark ornaments growing up, but I don't recognize the possum, because him hanging from a tree might cause night terrors. So I don't know, but okay. So you guys are saying Shirt Tails. That's news to me. So it's a Shirt Tails Hallmark plate of the 3 little animals. It's $4, number 23. $4, number 23 for the 3 animals living in sin. That's for you, Christy. All right. Next one. Did I grab the wrong stack? Well, we got a couple of items coming in that I bought at that estate sale that I think we're going to go to my booth And then I just never took them over there because it was silly. There was so much already there. These were things that didn't end up selling. I never tagged them to go to the booth. So I'm like, why don't these have tags? So the next one, I did actually show this in a haul, one of the haul videos that I did. It's a little restaurant. It's a little restaurant where like a little condiment dish, I guess. It's fairly small, very, very shallow bowl. But I would say it was, it's definitely for something very small. So most likely a condiment. What I liked about this, I happened to pick it up right after Valentine's Day. It's a very bright and simple, pure red design on a pure white ground. It's just really pretty that I think if you put a red votive candle in it, it would make a great addition for Valentine's Day. But Valentine's Day is gone. But it's still a cool piece. It is admittedly not a name that I was familiar with. It's Cameo Durable China. I don't think Barb from Winking Owl Techniques is Winking Owl Antiques. I don't think she's signed on. She's my go-to expert for restaurant ware. So I'm not familiar with this one. And yeah, I could see that, Laura, definitely like any sort of condiment. She's saying a Korean, although I don't think those are, well, yeah, I guess those would be construed as like an Asian style character. I didn't really look at it that way, but yeah, I guess that is kind of what that would be. So maybe, for a Chinese restaurant, Korean restaurant, something for dipping sauce, soy sauce, wasabi, whatever the case may be. It says Cameo Durable China. I don't know the history on that, and I really don't know the age, but it's in great, absolutely perfect condition. No chips, no cracks, no crazing. It looks fantastic, and it's only $4. So $4 for the little red and white bowl by giving me number 52. Red and white restaurant ware, number 52, $4. And number 23, the shirt tails. And that's reminding me of something, but not sure. Oh, DuckTales. That's what I'm thinking of. That definitely is not DuckTales. But I'm like, why Shirt Tails was ringing a bell? But I'm a big DuckTales fan. So that is going to Dragonfly Attic with Beth. All right, I should be able to make out one of those words when I'm done. All right. So that was number 23 with a little animal plate that went to Dragonfly. And number 52, the little restaurant ware dish, is going to Lori at Blue Flamingo Mercantile, who also, coincidentally enough, got number 51. So as I'm writing them down, you're right next to each other. So 2 items going to Florida. So again, finishing off this pile here, I got another little dish that I had picked up. I just love these little souvenir items. So this is a case where, hey, Southern Mermaid, this is a case where these never sell for a lot of money. I just find them cute. And I used to travel, well, I still travel for my job, although we've been grounded since with the current situation. But I used to travel internationally. And the big thing I would do is anytime I went to a city, even if I'd been there before, I would get an item as a Christmas ornament. So sometimes it's interesting, you go to Phoenix in June, there's not a lot of items that are available for a Christmas tree ornament. So I have a lot of keychains that hang on my tree. But I do like the souvenir ware. So I have been to Seattle. I've not been to the top of the Space Needle, but I've been near it. There's the Chihuly Gardens is within eyesight of that, I believe. So I did an event at the Chihuly Gardens. But this is, ironically enough, it is an English-made piece. It is Weatherby, Hanley, England, Falconware. Well, that makes me think it's even cooler. Okay, I've never heard of Falconware, but it sounds cool. So I don't know why a British company is making a American landmark, but I would say there's definitely some age to it, just the way the illustration was done. And so, yep, Mickey agrees. Space Needle is pretty cool. And so Christy's saying it's a fun place to have dinner. Oh, I've heard that. Yeah, the restaurant rotates. So I don't know how long it takes to rotate. Like I'm assuming it's not fast enough that your dishes fly off the table. So I don't know how long you have to sit there before you can get a 360-degree view. But if I remember correctly, was built as part of, was a World's Fair there? Was that the building that they built that stuck around after the World's Fair? I don't know that for sure. But anyway, it's just a little souvenir dish. It's not push comes to shove, you can make it a coaster, but it's a little bit too much of a bowl to be a coaster. So I think it's really just a decorative little trinket dish. There's not the holes on it on the back to hang it. So I really just think it's more like a, for your keys or, pin tray or something for your dresser. So it's just a little Space Needle dish. Again, everything tonight's $4. So thanks, Gene. So it was from the World's Fair, 1964. I don't know if this was made for the World's Fair, just as Seattle, Washington, but I know sometimes some of the more famous landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, those were made as part of the World's Fair, and those are the buildings. Chicago's World's Fair, the building that still is around, is actually the Museum of Science and Industry. That was the building that stuck around for our World's Fair in 1893, something like that. I'm not sure what St. Louis kept in 1904. Wasn't the Arch. I don't remember what they had. But anyway, little Space Needle dish. Like I said, it's not many items. I'm still going to ramble on. So it's only $4. You get it by number 40. So $4 for the Space Needle dish, number 40. Hi, Pete. Let's see. So I wrote down 52 already. So number 40 is a Space Needle. All right. This is a little dish. I don't tend to do Corelle very often. Sometimes people have all their own weird little baggage that they carry around with them through life. I very much could keep a therapist well fed if I chose to take that route about some of the baggage I carry around from my childhood. Corelle was something that we had a lot of, and I always felt it was something because we used to go camping all the time because it theoretically didn't break. That's a big ass lie. Breaks all the time. You just have to know how to do it. Don't ask me why I know that. But anyway, so Corelle was always something I associated with camping and associated with my childhood. Two things I choose to forget. So when I find Corelle, I usually run in tears in the other direction. But this one I thought was kind of cool because, again, this was right after Valentine's Day. I found this in the same place as that little red and white dish. I've never, not that I searched for Corelle patterns, but in my lifetime, I do not remember this pattern. So it's got the little cherries on it, which are always really popular for vintage, and then the hearts. So again, it's very, very pure red. It's like a Corelle white, so it's a little bit more creamy than a pure white. The little restaurant dish was a lot more white. This has a little bit more of a cream tone to it. It's coming across pretty white, but let me hold something white up against it. So you can see there's a little bit of a tone, a coloration to it. Hey, Tacky is me. So this is the first piece of Corelle I've ever sold, and my hand has not broken into a rash yet, so that's a good sign. But if I start having night terrors, you'll never see another piece again. But it is just a cute little bowl. Probably, I don't know if it'd be a cereal bowl. It's a little small. Maybe an ice cream bowl. I would eat more ice cream than this, but whatever. It does say Corelle. I do not know the way to recognize the markings on it. There's no date. Just says Corelle by Corning, microwavable, no broiler or stove top, which makes me think there's some age to it because when's the last time anyone referred to a broiler, and then made in the USA? So I don't know if that helps people date it, but I just think it's a cute dish, and it's only $4. And it's a little big for a berry bowl, but if I had berries, like strawberries, you'd need something that big. So yeah, maybe just a berry bowl. But it is what it is. It's a Corelle piece, and it does have a cute pattern to it, whether for decor or for use, and for those who do not have an aversion to Corelle. So the Corelle, I'm going to make up my own name, Hearts and Cherries. A Corelle Hearts and Cherries bowl is $4 like everything else, and it's number 58. $4 for the little Corelle bowl. And number 40, the Space Needle, went to Karen Dondelinger. So at least it's heading closer. It's heading to the West Coast, not heading back to Seattle, but it's getting closer to it than it is right here. So thank you, Karen, for picking that up. All right, this was also definitely in my haul. It was actually the cold opening to my haul video when I picked it up. It was my mistake. And it's not a mistake because it's not cute or whatever. It was a mistake because I had no intention of buying it. Trying to retrack my steps, I think if this was the case where I have a tendency when I go into a Goodwill, if I go into some place that's a traditional thrift store, I don't take a cart. One, because there's usually not enough room for a cart, but it's also my self-editing tool. So I will only carry as much, I will only buy as much as I can carry. So that was working at this location until I started finding a couple things that I really, really wanted, a couple that were mine. So I justified it that I was going to keep them. So technically I wasn't buying them for resale, so they shouldn't count. And at one point I had to go get a cart. And I have a feeling this had been in my hand as I made the determination that I didn't have enough hands to get through everything. And when I went and grabbed the cart, it just went into the cart. Well, here it is. It's on the live sale. Probably from the 80s. I sold like a canvas oil art piece that was also in an embroidery hoop. This is one of those 80s pieces that is not a real embroidery hoop, because a real embroidery hoop needs to have a way to adjust the tension so you could tighten the fabric. This is stitch work, but it was unlikely ever made to be, it was not made in this frame. This frame was designed to hold it. So they pushed it in there. I guess it's just friction holding it together because there's no tension tightening it. And then they just did a very rough trim all the way around. This is also something I've talked about as well. If it matters to you or if you have interest, you can always look at the back of a piece to know whether it is a machine-made piece or a personally made or handmade piece. This is clearly a handmade piece. I won't say the person was blind, but they might have had some visual issues. They were carrying way too many stitches to ever make it into big leagues. And I wish I didn't know that. But anyway, so it is cute. It's actually very cute. It's a little patchwork teddy bear. It does have the little hanger on the top. It was just something I had never planned to buy to resell, so I'm just going to resell it. And here it is. So we've got the little teddy bear cross stitch, and it is, again, $4. You can get it by giving me number 33. $4, number 33 for the teddy bear cross stitch. Hello, a curious cat. And Joelle. I don't think I said hello to Joelle earlier. So 33 for that. And number 58, the Corel bowl, also went to Karen Dondelinger. So thank you, Karen. I will add that to your stack. All right. Okay, this was from my booth because this has a tag on it. So this is going to be one of those cases. Just be aware for those of you who maybe are new to the channel or just, I'm shipping from outside Chicago. I'm in the far western suburbs of Chicago. Some of the items I'm going to have tonight were in my booth specifically because I didn't want to have to ship them because of their weight. So what I'm doing tonight, in some cases, I'm just making the price attractive enough that hopefully it'll help compensate for the fact it's going to weigh a little bit more to ship it. You'd be shipping if you bought it from eBay or Etsy also. So hopefully, the prices will be attractive enough. So what this one is, I had this tied together as a set of 6 luncheon plates from Franciscan China of the Pebble Beach pattern. So it's a darkish kind of a two-tone green, both kind of like an avocado green within the yellow and the green floral and ivy design going through it. It's very much the boho look. I mean, avocado, the minute you say avocado, unless you're making guac, it's going to remind you of, the 70s. And so this is going to fit right into the boho decor. It is the luncheon plate, not the dinner plates. The dinner plates actually have quite a bit of value, so those are selling on Etsy instead. But the set of luncheon plates, I just wanted to get rid of them. I didn't get rid of them, so I'm going to sell them here. The entire set of 6, I'm selling for $4. So $4 for the set of 6 of the Franciscan, and these do have the Franciscan stamp on the back. So for the Franciscan China pattern of Pebble Beach, you can have the set of 6 luncheon plates for $4 by giving me number 45. $4, number 45 for the set of 6 of the Pebble Beach Franciscan luncheon plates. All right. So we had no takers on the teddy bear, so he will reside back here with the fish. Sleeping with the fishes. All right. I don't know if Laura is still in the house, but this might be of interest to her. Laura, BMOS Mercantile did a deep dive with me a while back. If you're not familiar with my deep dives, I basically interview a collector and or reseller of a specific one type of item. Laura has actually done 2 of them with me, one on dominoes and then another on playing cards. And so we talked a lot about the value of cards, how to determine which have value, which don't. And I was selling as part of the Sin cart in my booth. I had an entire gambling section, and the cards actually did pretty well, particularly the ones that are sealed as part of the casino decks. And what I have a feeling this one was the deck name, or the name that shows on there is Barbary Coast, which admittedly I did not know what that was. I didn't recognize that as a Vegas casino. But if you read the label that's sealing it shut, it actually says it was played at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. So it must be, the Barbary Coast must be within the Hard Rock, like as one of their little, I don't know, I don't frequent Vegas, so I don't exactly know. But for some reason, it was labeled as the Barbary Coast, but with a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino label. So Laura's saying it's no longer there. So anyway, these didn't sell, and I think partially because if you didn't recognize the name, you had to really read the label, and people at that mall were lazy. Anyway, Snarky Patrick does not need to come out, because once I start, I won't be able to stop. So anyway, so this is a deck of the casino playing cards. I'm selling them here for $4. So $4 for the $4 for the, what did I just say it was? Barbary Coast cards, by giving me number 31. And thank you for the clarification on the teddy bears. So number 33, the teddy bears went to, wait. Okay, 45, the Pebble Beach went to Cozy Llama, fun name. So Cozy Llama gets the Pebble Beach luncheon plates. And then the teddy bear sold to Jenny X. So the teddy bear, number 33, went to Jenny X. All right. Thank you, Jenny. I will take that out of play. Glad you were able to pick that up. Okay. And then number 31, went to Laura. So congratulations, Laura. Laura got the deck of cards. All right. All right. For those of you who are used to my channel, you will not be surprised. I have coasters. I don't have many coasters. This is actually, I think, the only coasters I've got for this one. And I decided to go ahead and include them in this sale, primarily because I needed a set of coasters. For those of you who are new to my channel, I've been doing live sales since May 12th, and I've never had a live sale event that I did not offer coasters. So I've developed some sort of reputation, some may say obsession, about coasters. Yes, I'm a man who lives alone and has 18 coasters in his living room. I see nothing wrong with that, but others do. So if you are a fan of coasters, this is a coaster set from Pimpernel. So these are actually high quality coasters. So I'm actually selling these probably somewhere near what I paid for them, but it is not a complete set. So I always like to be very clear on that. So this would have been a Pimpernel, and it is a Pimpernel box. It says right on the side, there's supposed to be 6 coasters. Unfortunately, there's only 5. So this is a set of 5 from famous British golf clubs. So we've got the Royal St. George Golf Club. We've got the, all right, pardon me, I can't do this without my cheaters. All right, the Honorable Company of Edinburgh Golfers. The Royal Lytham and St. Anne's Golf Club, the Troon Golf Club in Troon, Ayrshire. Okay, I was making words up now. And the Royal Liverpool Golf Club. So again, there's supposed to be 6. Unfortunately, there are only 5, but I felt I addressed that by selling them only for $4. So you're getting them for less than $1 a coaster, plus the Pimpernel box, Again, missing one. So the Pimpernel coasters, set of 5 of the Golf Club Golf Courses of England, you get that by giving me number 19. 19 for the Golf Courses of England. And yeah. All right. Next item did come from my booth. This one, yeah. So this one was an item that, see, if those of you who use cheaters, that you know the struggle is real. Once you start wearing them, your eyes are like, wait, give them back because we can't do anything without them now. So now that I've started wearing them, I have to going to finish the show with them. So this is a handmade pottery mug that has an incised stamp on it that says Dick Lehman, Lehman, from Goshen, Indiana. So our Hoosiers in the house, from Goshen, Indiana. So this is Dick Lehman piece. It is handmade pottery. It kind of looks like it should be a creamer, but there's no spout on it. So it is a mug, and it kind of almost has a what's the Louisville stone, the M.A. Hadley style like decoration to it. So it's got the line that goes all the way around, the double line goes all the way around, and then a floral design on both that side of the handle and the back side of the handle. So originally I had this at 8, marked it down to 5, and now I'm selling it for 4. So Goshen. Okay, now Jackie's making things up. Goshen? There's no way it's Goshen. Goo? All right, now you're just saying it to make me say that, make that sound. So Goshen. Okay, now I just made it European. Goshen, Indiana is $4 for the Dick Lehman Goshen piece. So Laura has 4 different strengths of readers. Oh my God. Anyway, $4 for the little mug with the floral design by giving me number 28. All right, well, Jenny's really making it up because she didn't even put an N on the end of it. Goshi. Now we're Japanese. Okay, I'm sorry, the Eclectic Thrifter. Telling me anything's from the Bible will not help my pronunciation. You can decide what that means all on your own. So you've got a mug, $4, number 28. All right. All right, next piece I'm going to add, as I mentioned, some of these things were in my booth because I didn't want to have to ship them for the weight. So again, I reduced the prices so that hopefully you're paying less for the item to make up for the fact that you're going to pay to ship it. And truly, all of these items are selling far below what they're worth simply because I am trying to clear inventory so my daughter can park in the garage when she comes home. So what I have is a stack of chop plates. I love chop plates. I find them fascinating. They hold this is the size of food, a meal I need to eat. Those tiny little plates, I need 3 of them. So I love chop plates. And so I had a whole set of them, or whole different designs of them. They really just did not sell very well. I had several chop plates and several serving platters. The platters actually sold okay, but for some reason, these big chop plates didn't. And I don't know if they felt that they were just oversized dinner plates or they didn't know what to do with them. So they were all varying prices all the way up to the one that I had for 20 was the Taylor Smith and Taylor one. But as most things that were in my booth, that one got damaged. So that one went to Goodwill. But for the rest of them, they were all across the board. And now I'm just marking them all down to $4. So this one does not have any markings on the back other than an incised mark showing the USA. So there's no other maker's mark on it. But it is a floral design. It's got the little blue forget-me-nots as well as the more autumnal floral in the middle of it. Very large floral design. It's kind of got the almost like an autumnal, amber color going around the outside. All of these are going to be in perfect condition. They're just going to be a little heavy. They're all going to be about a pound a piece. So just keep that in mind. And they're going to have to go in a decent sized box because most of them are in the 12. They're probably going to be about 12 inches across. So I'm going to have to use a 14 by 14 box. So if they're shipping long distances, just keep that in mind. But I am selling them all for only $4, and they are worth well more than that. So this one is the USA floral with the blue design, $4 by giving me number 54. $4.54 for the floral chop plate. Yeah, Laura, it was just my most recent video, and it I'll just say I started the video, I filmed the entire video. For those who have seen it, it's worth mentioning. I kind of mentioned it in passing, but I think I need to underscore it. There were 2 sections of that video that actually got deleted because one of them, even as I was recording it, I found I was disgustingly rude. And I realized it happened to be a sign painter's booth that tended to favor potty humor, which I do not find humorous at all. And the sign painting world is not something I understand. But I have a lot of friends who do sign painting, and I have nothing against them. I have nothing against signs, but it just I was on this downward spiral of this place that I was told was an antique store and was not. And so that one I deleted in the store because I'm like, oh God, I can't release this. And then another one, I was outright mocking some of their items. And then I'm like, you know what? The owner of this booth is going to see this. I can't do this. So there were pieces that I did delete out. So it ended up being somewhat edited into a thing I wasn't embarrassed to do. But several people felt that it was fun to see the real me. Again, I never felt that I put out the fake me before, but it was a slightly different type of video. But I did end up in another location afterwards, which is the whole reason it got posted. And that place was great. And so I tied them together. And the whole video is only like 15 minutes long, but it's probably had some of the most comments of any video I've posted lately. So let's see. All right, the 43 was the fish decanter. I got picked up by Joan Rogers. So thank you, Joan, for seeing that and picking up the fish decanter. What I missed. Yeah, maybe what is it called, Nicole? Is it hangry? Maybe I was hangry. I needed my Snickers bar. Number 54, the floral chop plate went to Irene Fink. So thank you, Irene, for picking that up. Okay. Next item. This also came out of my booth. This was all of us probably recognize it, probably from the 80s, maybe the 70s, but I would say this is the 80s. It has the big red plastic stopper on the bottom. There's no maker's mark to it, but the way the bottom is done with this groove, I do not believe this is a DIY piece. I do believe that this was a production piece. I just don't know who produced it. It is a large Parmesan cheese shaker, and it is large. I mean, it barely fits into the palm of my hand, so it would hold quite a bit of cheese. I think at one point I had it in my booth for $8, knocked it down to $5. I'm now knocking it here down to $4. $4 for the Parmesan cheese container. I don't know if it holds liquid cheese, Danny, but I didn't say hi to you, Dan. I didn't know you were here. We were just talking about Las Vegas. So welcome, Danny. I guess you want to be really creative. You could ooze some cheese out of there. But you've got your cheese holder right there, Parmesan cheese or otherwise. $4, number 20. $4, number 20 for the Parmesan cheese shaker. And again, if you join me late, the theme this evening, it's March 4th, so everything is $4. So that's why my tags are a little bit different. And if I forget to mention the price, you know the price. It's $4. So number 20, cheese. Who's the British, the little claymation that always is obsessed with cheese? It's a guy and his dog. Now I can't think of it. You guys know who I'm talking about. And he's got really big teeth. I can't remember his name now. Wallace and Gromit. There you go. The eclectic thrifter had it with me. Wallace and Gromit. Always talking about their cheese. So number 20 went to Julie of Jewel Tea. So thank you, Julie, for picking that up. The next item is, and this also, I'm going to preface this with it's going to be fairly heavy because this is soapstone. Oh, cheese is Carrie's spirit animal. Okay. I didn't know your spirit animal could be inanimate. That's my type of spirit animal. Why am I getting work emails at 8 o'clock at night? The soapstone, it's a carved soapstone vase. So you've got this kind of the African leaf style. That's where a lot of this soapstone originates, is in Africa. I've had several pieces that are slightly different colors with, African animals in it, different styles. This one, could be African, could also be, hey, Calypso. It could be, could be something from the Caribbean. Banana leaves. I have no idea what this is. It's a very like a light beige ground with a little bit of a darker brown that's kind of speckling through it. Originally had it in the booth for $8. There's no maker or anything. I think once upon a time it probably had a vintage price on it, but it was gone by the time I got it. So there's no other mark on there. I once was selling it for $8, narked it down to $5, did not sell, so now I'm marking it down to $4 for the soapstone vase. Again, it's a decent weight, so it's probably over a pound by itself. Soapstone vase, $4, number 11. $4, number 11 for the soapstone vase. All right. Next item. This had been in my booth. Actually had it as part of a large, a larger lot of bottles that ended up not selling because I had so many in there. It actually made it a fairly expensive price point. So I think that one, on average, every bottle in there was like $3 or $4, depending on its size, based on everything that it was in the lot. Well, I simplified it and knocked it down to 2, and the 2 bottles are $4. So basically $2 a bottle. So you've got a Heinz, Hinds, Heinz Honey and Almond Cream, which has the Heinz, and then it says Bloomfield, New Jersey. So I don't know if Kim is still here from Oh My Vintage. She's the only Jersey gal that I think is on here tonight. So you've got the New Jersey, Bloomfield, New Jersey Heinz bottle. And then this one is a Pond's extract bottle. Both of them, the labels, the letters are molded onto the glass. So it's part of the mold. This one does not have a stopper. This one has its original metal screw top topper. The Heinz one also has the patent information on the bottom, the A.S. Heinz Company T-774. Hold it away, you can see it. -1413. Anyway, there's that number is also molded. So it's a pair of bottles for $4, so they're $2 each. $4 for the pair of bottles. You can have them by giving me number 7. $4, number 7 for the pair of bottles. And the soapstone vase went to Michelle Decker. So thank you, Michelle, for picking that up. All right. Next, another item from my barware collection. This is a tiny little, well, it's not that tiny. It's like the size of a double shot glass. And it says as a prescription, double your pleasure, double your fun. 2 shots of booze are better than 1. I do not understand why this did not sell. It is vintage. It has a stamp on the bottom. And once again, I got to pull up my frickin' cheaters because I've started using them. This one is from Schmid Porcelain. Let you guys try and figure it out. So the top of the arc, it's kind of written in both directions. So it's Schmid Porcelain. And then it kind of looks like Tonko. I don't know what that word is off to the side, or what it's like a torch in the middle of the oval. So I am not familiar with this logo. I do not know exactly how old it is, but I mean, just by its style, it's got that, that rubbed gold finish along the top. I mean, I would say that this is probably from the 60s. So anyway, it's simply a shot glass. It's absolutely completely functional, and it's $4. So $4 for the double your pleasure shot glass. $4, number 15. $4, number 15 for the prescription shot glass. And number 7, the pair of bottles went to Cindy J. So thank you, Cindy, for picking that up. Cindy J is at Timeless Treasures. All right. I had another restaurantware piece. I almost paired this with the bowl that I sold earlier, but the reds didn't really match. So I didn't want to try and I didn't want to kind of combine them. So that one was Cameo. This one is Jackson. So it's Jackson China of Falls Creek, Pennsylvania. And it says, and again, I'm not like super knowledgeable on, on restaurantware. I do literally go to Barb. She probably hates me. But Barb from Winking Owl Antiques is very knowledgeable and has all the books. This, it looks like it says Jack Alune. So it's Jackson China. You can see that fairly clear. But at the top of it, it looks like a JAC-ALUNE, Jackalune, which just seems made up. So I'm not sure, but it is a nice size mug. I do not have an underplate or a saucer for this one, but it has a fairly large base. So I'm not sure this would have had a saucer. I think this might literally be a standalone mug. If not, it doesn't matter because that's what you get. I don't have a saucer. So this is, again, a piece that I had in my booth. For whatever reason, the restaurantware never sold well in the booth. I've sold a lot of the stuff has come from the booth and come here. This one I had marked down to 5, thinking that it's just a cool mug and someone might buy it just because it's a nice vintage mug. And they didn't. So I'm now selling it here for 4. So $4 for the Jackson mug. And the design is also on the handle, which I thought was pretty. So the Jackson mug in the kind of like a burgundy-ish coloration. Jackson China, number 1, $4. I think the design is French, but Jackson China is definitely from Pennsylvania. But it does not say what the pattern is. And again, I am not particularly familiar. I do a lot. I like Lamberton Scamell. I tend to like their stuff because it's usually hotel china or train china, and there's really good research on that. I don't know Jackson as well. So anyway, so number 1, the restaurantware mug also went to Cindy J. So thank you, Cindy, for picking that up. I'll add that to your pair of bottles. All right. Another item that had once upon a time been in my booth, and this once was $7. It is a Wales china made in Japan, a little petit four stand. You know, technically it would be considered a cake stand, but I don't want a cake this small. So I'm going to go with a petit four stand. So it has the gilded lines along the bottom, and there's kind of, you can see there's a little, well, kind of hard to see. It's a little like a silhouette where it's a little bit wider, and then there's a line, and then it kind of dips in a little bit. So this part's a little bit narrower than under the line. So there's some nice detail in the size. It is screwed together, holding the base to the top, but the screw does not come through the top. So it's a very nicely designed piece. It's got the pierced design, the fretwork, the reticulation, whatever term you prefer, going around the outside. And again, that gold dusting around the edge, which again probably puts this one maybe into the 50s based on the floral, but possibly the 60s. So you've got this tiny little petit four stand, or if you are into small bundt cakes, fine. You can use this as a cake stand. I won't judge. I will, but you won't know it. So you got a little cake stand. Once upon a time had been $7, did not sell. So I'm now selling for $4 by giving me number 25. Number 25, $4 for the little cake stand. And this one, some of the stuff, I will take them apart. This one, I'm not going to take apart. I think it's small enough. It won't matter. But so I will have to do a box big enough for this. So just keep that in mind. All right. All right. Next one is from my personal collection. I sold many of these, admittedly. I sold many of these at the booth. These just happen to be the only 2 that are left. And what I'm doing is I'm selling them at half price. So what I had been selling, or what they had been priced for, was the little snack set with instead of the coffee mug, which normally came with these snack sets, I included a more of a sherbet cup. Because I thought this was a little bit more designed for something like crudité, vegetables. You could put your little ranch dressing or something in there, and you've got a place for your food. This is the Hazel Atlas Sip and Smoke pattern, because if you look really, really closely, you can see in the corner here, there's a little divot. It is literally designed to hold your cigarette while you're eating. So, you know, definitely of its era. So snack sets were always very popular, you know, going 40s, 50s. I think they probably were starting to lose favor by the 60s. But these were the glass sets. These were a little bit earlier from Hazel Atlas. And I built these. I had a great collection. And then I found another pattern that I liked better that didn't involve smoking. So I started selling these off. So I was selling, let me see right on here. I was selling them $4 for the set, which included one tray and one sauce bowl, you know, whatever you want to use it for. I'm going to sell both. So I have 2 trays and two of the sherbet cups. So I've got basically a pair of these. So instead of selling for $4 each, I'm selling them $4 for the pair. So $4 for the pair of the Hazel Atlas Sip and Smoke for number 21. $4 number 21 for the pair of Sip and Smoke glass. Let's see. The last item is number 15. The prescription shot glass went to BMOS Mercantile. So thank you, Laura, for picking that up. Number 1, the mug went to Cindy J. I think I announced that one. Number 25. Oh, the Petit Four stand went to Tammy Renee Walker. Thank you, Tammy Renee, for picking that up. If you send me an email, Tammy Renee, you would also successfully claimed one of my grab bag lots of the cigarette cards last week, but I didn't have your contact information. So make sure when you send me the email, I'll have your contact information. If you still wanted those, I have some and I can include them in your order because I just had no way to reach out to you. So I can add that to the Petit Four stand. So congratulations for picking that up. And fun, I've got 5 screens going here. So then number 21, the Hazel Atlas. I did my numbers differently, so I don't have it all pre-printed, so I'm actually confusing myself. Okay, no. So I'm sorry. Nate got a little confused. They were being sold as a pair. So if Halem was the first person to claim them, he gets the pair because they were $4 each and I'm selling them $4 for the pair. So I was selling them for half price. But Simon says, let's make a deal. Go ahead and send me your information. I might have another pair. I might. So go ahead and send me your information. And if I still have it, if I have an extra pair, I will sell them to you for the same price. I have no problem honoring that. But it was designed for the pair to go to the first bidder. So Halem gets both of them. And then Simon says, if I have them, I will absolutely honor that and sell you a pair as well. I might only have one, in which case I'll sell them to you for $2. Yeah, so we'll make it work. So I appreciate, because I don't think you've purchased from me before. So I definitely would love to work with you. But yeah, unfortunately, Nate misunderstood the way I was selling them. My fault. Well, I was not clear. All right. So Halem gets that pair. And then, okay, so I think we're good. All right, go back to another chop plate because I actually have several chop plates I need to get through. So this one is marked. This one is, it is a much more simpler design. It's kind of got that pebbled grayish blue and then a little bit of brown background. Yeah, it's kind of, I would say that it's like the pebbly is kind of a brownish. Because then the big band is a really dark blue. It's not coming across very nicely there. So if I can get to hit the light. There you go. Closer to my fingers, you can see that's like a pretty true color of the blue. But then as you get to this outer band, it's a little bit more brown. So there's a brown band, a blue band, and then in the middle, it's kind of like a really, really light gray with a speckly more of the brown. It is contemporary chateau, hand-painted stoneware, safe in your dishwasher oven and microwave oven, and it has the Japan stamp on it. So this one I had marked down to $6 in the booth, and I'm now selling it for $4. So if you like this one, and I think this one, because there's actually a very large flat surface on this would actually make a really nice underplate for a little tableau. You know, you could put some decor like right on here, and it's flat, so it wouldn't slide into the middle. So anyway, that's how I use it in the booth. I used it to show other things, which is probably why it never sold. People didn't know it was available. Anyway, it's $4. $4 by giving me number 2. $4, number 2 for the blue banded chop plate. Blue band chop. $4, number 2. All right, this piece I've actually had for quite some time. This goes back to my very first booth. It's just one of these quirky little DIY pieces. It's like a little dresser tray, a little receptacle for your keys, your change. You can see there's a divot in the top of this denim cap. So if you've got the boho style, you've got a denim cap to go with it. It is a DIY piece, I'm almost positive, but this was one, yeah. It's not, there's no date or name or anything etched into it. So this is simply a, like a little catch-all, you know, that looks like a denim cap. So I'm selling it now for $4. $4 for the denim cap, ceramic DIY denim cap, probably 70s or 80s. You can get that for $4 by giving me number 12. And yeah, I would say it's a Newsies cap. I don't know if they had denim caps, but it is the style of a Newsies cap, which I was watching earlier this evening. I actually, I actually tagged Katie in. I started a new hashtag, Vintage in the Wild. So if you're watching a movie or a television show and you see a vintage piece, I put them on my Instagram channel, and I was watching Newsies, and I found a check stamper like the one that Katie just bought for me. So you have the Newsies cap, $4, number 12. And it looks like Michelle Ann is picking up the Newsies cap. All right, and I've got to be really careful on how I'm writing down names, because I'm getting to a point where several of my buyers have very similar names, and I've made multiple mistakes of who I thought bought something versus who did. So we'll put the blue one, did not sell, so that will sit back here for $4 if anyone would like the plate. All right, next item went into my booth, and hopefully she's not watching. But one of my best friends was fascinated by the idea that I was doing this booth for resale. And she felt that she wanted to find something that she wanted to buy at a thrift store that then she wanted me to resell for her. Bless her little heart. It never sold. It is a cute piece. It is a little ceramic soup tureen, which at this point is perfect. I mean, St. Patrick's Day is coming up really, really quick, so I should have had this earlier. But it actually has like a little clover design in it. There's little blue flowers. It's in perfect condition. There's almost like the top is ceramic, but it looks like it's like knitted. I mean, the whole thing looks like a knitted sweater. You know, there's some really cool molding in this. It's not stamped. There's nothing to indicate who made it. I don't think it's a DIY ceramic piece. It's too well done for that, in my opinion. And the way it was fired, there's no stilt marks on the bottom. So I don't think this is DIY, but I couldn't swear to that. It's in really good condition. Once upon a time, we had it for $15. That was what she felt was a fair price that it should sell for. Well, it didn't. So now I'm selling it for $4. So again, keep in mind, it's not particularly heavy, but it's a decent size. So there will be shipping considerations on this one. So you've got the little Irish knitted sweater top with the clover St. Patrick's design. Soup tureen, $4 by giving me number 26. $4.26 for the soup tureen. All right. Going on to another chop plate. I'm 1 for 2 right now, so we'll see what your general taste for chop plates are. This one, once upon a time, I had looked up the maker of this one. Yes, and I put it on the label. Shocking. So this is also a Taylor Smith and Taylor design. It is the yellow onion design. Atomic onion is what they called it, but there's different colors of this. So this is the yellow colorway. So this is a Taylor Smith & Taylor Atomic Onion Honey Gold is the term that they used for this particular color. It is an absolutely pristine condition. Again, this is the chop plate, which is larger than the dinner plate. This is not as heavy as some of the other ones because it's not as heavy of a stoneware. So you can see this is a little bit more designed kind of like a dinner plate, but it's 12 inches across instead of 10. So you do have a decent size. It is a Taylor Smith & Taylor. It was worth quite a bit more. I think once upon a time I had it for 12, marked it down to 6. Now I'm marking it down to 4. So $4 for the Taylor Smith & Taylor Atomic Onion design. $4, number 22. $4.22 for the Taylor Smith & Taylor. And something's being passed on to me from Melody. What did I miss? Oh, okay. I see your message, Melody. I do feel I have at least one more, so we'll figure something out. But that's kind of you to offer to split things up. So I appreciate that because we're all here to have fun, you know. And I love when people get to buy things. But again, I always say I'm not curing cancer. We're just having fun. So it's nice that you're willing to split those up. So thank you so much. So this was Taylor Smith & Taylor number 22 for $4. And that one did not sell either, which means I probably won't show you any more chop plates. All right, the next item was, I actually bought too late to go into the booth. This was another one, the last estate sale that I went to. Bringing in a Christmas item simply because I don't want to try and find all my Christmas stuff and store it until next year. So it's Christmas in March. So it's definitely vintage. I'm going to say it's probably 70s. It is made on a fabric that appears to be the type of fabric that the recycled or the reusable grocery bags are made of. So it's like this non-woven like fabric material. So it's kind of got a rough texture to it. You can kind of tell in the weave. Closest I can think is like the really flimsy fabric grocery bags. It's kind of like this, or like if you do trade shows, like the giveaway bags. So it's in great condition. So I don't think it was used. Ooh, I've not heard that term before. So Jerry's saying Artex. I'm not familiar with that. So, okay, wait a minute. I'm not anybody's doctor. I don't know what that's all about. But it's a very traditional Christmas design. You've got the little Christmas candle. You've got the pine cones and the evergreens. It is designed on only one side. It's basically a centerpiece, like maybe underneath a centerpiece. It's a table topper of some sort. Very easy to ship. Very, very lightweight. As long as you let me fold it. It's $4. So $4 for the Christmas table topper by giving me number 3. $4, number 3 for the Christmas table topper. All right. And this is for you, Carrie. Say hi, Huck. Hi, Carrie. All right, there we go. All right, 26. The soup tureen went to Mary Cox. So congratulations, Mary. Sorry, I didn't announce that one. Congratulations for picking that up. And I will tell my friend that she successfully sold it. All right. Running out of time. Well, not really. I might be able to finish everything, but going to grab some of the bigger ones because I want to make sure these things go away. This was, if Katie's still here, this was actually, Katie participated in a live haul video that I did, which included board games. This was one of the board games that was included in that sale. This was another estate sale that I did a while ago. I think this was before Christmas, so the video was pretty old. Not old, but several months ago. And I probably got 15 games, maybe 20 games. There were some puzzles, and a lot of them I've been selling. I sold some in the booth. This ended up being the one game that nobody knew what it was. There were, I don't know how many people were on the chat, and then people watched the video afterwards. And several people commented on a lot of the games that we weren't sure of. A lot of people did later come in. This was one nobody owned up to. Nobody seemed to know what this game was. So it's called Avante. And you can see the way the box is done. There's kind of this cool stonework, you know, on the side. And that's because the board game itself, or the board of the game itself, is a fairly large piece. It's the size of the entire box. And it is all of that stonework. So it is this, excuse me, it is the size of a simple checkerboard, of a chess or checkerboard. There's 8 by 8. So it's the size of a normal board. No, Jenny, he's always been gold. He might look a little bit different up there. He's more light shining off of him, but nope, he's always been gold. So it has all of the pieces, and then the game pieces are wood. I think they're wood. Are wood. There's a light brown and a dark brown. But then there's also cards that are involved. So a little deck of cards. And there's these little counter things that basically we have no idea what this game is. The instructions are here, but trust me, I've never been this bored. So I've never figured it out. So it was kind of a cool game. It looked like all the pieces were here because there's a slot for all of those pieces and they're full. So I'm pretty sure this is the full set. It's a game that people don't know. So I didn't try and sell it or list it on Etsy or anything. I'm just selling it here for $4. So the shipping will be big because I'm not even sure this will fit in the flat rate. I'm not even sure it'll fit in the flat rate game board box. It might be a little bit too long for that. So I'll have to rig a double box. So again, there will be some cost to this depending on where you ship because those wooden pieces are a little heavy. But it's kind of got a cool cover to it. And even if you just want it for the chessboard or the checkerboard, I think the stonework, I mean, it's cardboard, but the design is pretty cool. So it's $4 for the Avante board game by giving me number 24. $4, number 24 for the Avante board game. All right. Next one is going into a couple of mugs again. This does not fit. Why? There we go. This again, these were in the booth for $4 a piece. I am now selling them as a pair for $4. So Halem picks up number 24. Halem picks up the Avante board game. So these had been $4 for the pair. It had been $4 each. They are now $4 for the pair. So I'm selling them as a pair. They're a little made in Japan mugs with a little farm scene on them. They're decent size. You know, it would hold probably the 8 ounce in the Keurig, probably 8 ounce size. So they're not massive, but they're normal size. No coasters or anything. So I don't think they're designed to have coasters. They're late enough that they had barcodes, but you can see they still say made in Japan right on there. So you've got the little cows in the barn on a little hill. So you just got the little farmyard scene, great condition, pair of mugs, $4 for the pair. So $2 a piece, $4 for the pair by giving me number 14. $4, number 14 for the pair of mugs. I think I fell behind. So number 3, the table topper went to Thomas Lynch. So thank you, Thomas. You are attached to somebody else I remember from billing you in the past, and I can't remember who you're attached to. But so one of the two of you, congratulations, thank you. So 24, I think I announced, yeah. So Avante, the game went to Halem, and number 14, the pair of mugs, cow mugs, went to Jenny X. Oh, Sue. Okay, thank you for clarifying. It's, again, trying to connect different names, and I remembered that both names are tied to the same account. I just couldn't remember the patch. So Sue. So thank you, Sue. So that was number 14. The pair of cow mugs went to Jenny. So I've already announced that, Jenny X. Okay. The next piece, this is also something I'd had for a while. Once upon a time, had it for 15, marked it down to 9, then down to 5, and now we're going to go to 4. So this is a bicentennial. So there are many of us, children of the 70s, remember dressing up in red, white, and blue. That's not the proud points of our lives. to celebrate the bicentenary, because 1976, it was our version of Party Like It's 1999. So it is a very vintage pitcher. Kind of, you can see it's kind of got this squat shape to it. It has the little gold band running across it. It has the ice spout on it. So I think it is designed for like a lemonade or something that would have had ice in here, because that style of spout is designed to keep ice from pouring into your glass. So it's not a hot beverage pitcher, it's a cold beverage pitcher. It is not marked in any way. There's no signature. There was no label or anything. There's no pontil mark, so I don't think it was blown. I think it was a molded piece. But I do believe the handle was applied. So it was not molded as one piece. I think the handle was different. And if you look really, really close at the top, you can see the top of the handle is not actually attached. So it was designed kind of as a free form, separate piece. So I just thought it was a cool piece, like, because again, maybe I'm of the era of bicentennial was a big deal, but nobody else felt it was. So it never sold, and it's now $4. So $4 for the bicentennial glass pitcher, $4, number 16. And that's right, Gritty Grat, you got 4th of July vignettes coming up. You've got the flag, Independence, the Liberty Bell, and then you also got the Eagles. So $4, number 16 for the bicentennial glass pitcher. All right. Again, trying to get rid of some of the bigger pieces. So this one also was a little surprising that it had not sold. Maybe it just had a too high a price for the audience that I was trying to attract. This is I had it. Let me pull out my glasses again. It was I almost said it and now I lost it. Universal Potteries. I thought it when I got it, I thought it was Hall, but it actually is a Universal Potteries. There's the gold stamp from the Universal Potteries on the bottom. It is very much showing its age. You know, this is probably from the 30s or 40s. It definitely has some of the crazing, some of the discoloration to the crazing. That, you know, this is probably not going to be used to make your next batch of cookies or Katie's Jell-O mess. This is really going to be for decor. I think it's got a great look to it. It has a little red, and you know, there's definitely some age to it. So you've got a little bit of a scruffy red border that goes around the top. You've got design on both the front and the back. So you've got the double design. It's got this cool, like almost deco, but I mean, we're probably more in the modern era. So like probably late 30s, but you still have the remnants of deco with this like stair step design. It's just a really cool shape. It's a low bowl that you can put some more stuff into it. Or put it high on a shelf, and you'd have the pattern and this really cool design you'd be able to see from underneath. So I think it's pretty versatile. Nobody felt so when I had a higher price, so I'm selling it for $4. So $4 for the Universal Potteries bowl. And yeah, you're right, Chad. This with some of the chop plates, I think this as an underplate to this, or even as a backdrop, this is just great vintage kitchenware. And again, I was a little surprised this one didn't sell, but you can have it for $4 by giving me number 27. $4.27 for the Universal Pottery kitchen bowl. And, oh, I'm sorry, Nate. I would say the flower is orange. Sure. I think the line is red, and you can kind of see as you see the two together, the line kind of looks more red and the flower looks a little bit more orange. So I'm sorry I didn't see that before I announced the number, if that mattered for the person who's asking. So like I said, I sometimes lose the chat. So 27, the Universal Bowl, Universal Potteries bowl went to Simon Says. So thank you, Simon Says, for picking up the bowl. All right, we got another bowl. Which I'm trying to remember. I do keep records of who bought things in the past, but to be honest, I was too lazy to look it up. This is, if I had to say, I want to say Trusty bought them, but that doesn't matter. This is a piece that I picked up in an auction mixed lot of glass that included Costa Boda snowball votive lights. And I sold 8 of those. Some of them in my booth, some of them in the live sale. And I want to say Auntie Christy bought 1 or 2 of them. They were the same rock crystal style, you know, of the bowl. I had a couple of plates that matched it that sold in the booth. And then I had some crab plates that were labeled Costa Boda that also sold. This one, the problem is it's the last item remaining from that set. And yeah, I was right. So it scares me when I remember things like that because my life is so sad. That's what I remember. This is the only piece that's left from that set, and it doesn't have the Costa Boda name. So for me to have it at my booth, it just looked like a glass bowl and people weren't buying it. So there is some value to this. It's a little bit heavier than a standard glass bowl because I do believe the Costa Boda is crystal. But I have no proof of that. And who needs a crystal bowl? Well, crystal ball might be another thing, but who needs a crystal bowl? Like, it's not really a high demand item. I think this is very cool. I think this is perfect for winter decor because it looks like a snowball. Whatever reason, it didn't sell previously. So we're selling here, hopefully, for $4. So a believed to be Costa Boda crystal bowl, whatever, it's a glass bowl with this design. It is $4. Christy, it is probably, I'd say it's probably 2 pounds. So you're looking at probably 20 to 30 bucks to ship this by itself to California, because it seems like the minute I cross the Rockies, the number just doubles. So take that into consideration. It's worth way more than $4, but you are going to pay quite a bit more for shipping. So this might be a good Midwestern buy, you know, to commemorate the cold, which we still have. Although it hit 41 degrees today and I went out without a coat because it was so sunny. That's what we live like in the Midwest. So anyway, Costa Boda / bowl. I maybe crushed velvet, but I think it's more like cracked ice. I think it's that rough. And like I said, the votives that matched it were called snowball votives. They were in the shape of a snowball and it had that same finish. So that's why I'm extrapolating that I think they were all from the same family, but they may not be. You know, so maybe just crushed velvet. I have no idea, but it's only $4. So you can do whatever you want with it. $4, number 55. $4, number 55 for the glass bowl. I've only got 3 items left, and then Trusty's Bargain Bin is coming out. So for those who've not joined me before, Trusty's Bargain Bin means everything is $2. So I've got a handful of items that we're selling for way more than $2. But I decided to just get rid of them. I don't want to run the risk of not selling them, like I didn't sell my chop plates. So you got some $2 items coming up. So for number 16, the Bicentennial, that went to Chad at Shop Retro Days. And I just remembered he's in Maryland. I don't know why that suddenly popped into my head, but I do remember he's in Maryland. I used to live in Maryland for 2 years, but I lived in the part that no one wants to admit they live in. So the Bicentennial picture went to Chad. Number 27. Oh, I said that one. It's number 27. It was Simon Says. And then number 55. The glass bowl went to Jenny X. All right. Sorry, fell behind on that one. All right, another piece of glass. I had a lot of true cake plates, cake stands, not like the little Petit Four one. This is like a little bit more of maybe a cheesecake would fit in that one. But anyway, I had many of these in the booth because they made really nice risers that I could then put like flat things underneath and then still have stuff on top. So I actually had a lot of these. The bigger and the heavier ones, I actually got rid of there. I marked them down really low, and then the ones that didn't sell, I actually literally gave them away to other vendors that I knew could use them because I still had gotten them at reasonable prices, and they were so heavy, there was no way I was going to be able to ship them. Well, I could, but they're just not worth it because they're just cake plates. This one I thought was pretty cool, and I almost kept it because if you've seen some of my videos, and actually I'm editing a video now that's going to drop on Sunday, I collect the Hazel Atlas crisscross pattern, and there's a related pattern to it from Anchor Hocking, which is called Manhattan. This is like their love child. So this would match that, And if it doesn't sell, I probably will keep it. But I have another cake stand that already matches it. I didn't need another one. And so this one is a little bit smaller. You're not putting a massive wedding cake on this one. This one is really designed to be a little bit smaller, but it is designed as a standalone cake stand. Sometimes they have a ridge in them, which would have held the dome or the cloche over it. This one is designed to simply be a simple stand. So it's decorative. It's just pressed glass. It has the ribbing, designed to it, just like the crisscross and the Manhattan. This piece, I do not know who made it, nor do I know its age. So this one I'm simply selling for $4 because it's not heavy, but it's going to be a decent sized box. I'm going to have to pad it quite a bit because it's all glass. The bottom does not come off of the top. So just take that into consideration, but it's only $4 and it does have a pretty cool design. And the ribbing is on the bottom. The top is completely flat. So you have no issue. Like if you do literally use this for a cake, there's not going to be like grooves or anything when you're trying to pick it up. So it's $4 for the glass cake plate number 30. $4 number 30 for the glass. So Danny is saying the pattern is concentric circles, which that is what it is. From a true geometry term, I would absolutely say those are concentric circles, but I don't know if that's the name of the pattern. And if you say it's the pattern name, do you then know who made it, Danny? I'm still selling for $4 regardless, but sometimes people like to know what they got. And because I wasn't sure on its age or any manufacturer, I got it cheap, so I'm selling it cheap. $4, number 30, and it seems like everyone wanted it. Okay. So yes, people want to show their cakes. So number 30, the cake with concentric circles, so I don't mess them up, went to Patricia Jernigan. So Patricia, I think you're new to me. So if you even if you have bought from me, I don't recognize you. So if you could just make sure you send an email to the email address running across the screen with your mailing information, I will make sure to get you an invoice and ship that to you. And welcome to my channel, because I missed you earlier. I did not say hello. I do not believe this one is Manhattan glass. I do have pieces of the Manhattan glass. But this sounds really stupid, but the ridges are too close together for this one. So I don't think it's Manhattan. I could be wrong because I've not seen a Manhattan cake stand like this, but the other pieces of Manhattan, the ridges are much more, they're softer and there's a more space in between them. So I could be wrong. Danny knows more than I do about that kind of stuff. So she's been doing it for longer, but I'm not sure that's Manhattan. I would have gone with the concentric circles, but yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. I don't think it's that old as EAPG. I really don't. I could be wrong. It didn't feel that way. So, but that's again, ruffles have ridges, absolutely. Somebody got it for $4, and I just lost who got it. Patricia Jernigan. So yes, I already announced that. So again, if anybody tonight, if you've not bought from me before, there's been a couple of new names, please just send me an email to the email address going across the screen, and we will make sure I will get you an invoice. I do typically not get invoices done until the weekend because I do have a full-time job. I do this on the side, so sometimes it takes me a little bit longer. And some of these pieces will take me a long time to pack, but I will try and get you your invoices by this weekend. All right, the next piece was one that I really was surprised that did not sell because I think it's beautiful. It is a company I didn't recognize. And you see the stamp on the bottom. It's like an urn with a crown on it and the letter B. It has an M on it, like it's trying to say it's also maybe the Moramura brothers, but that usually was in a wreath. But it was done in occupied Japan. And for a while, I was buying anything I could find with occupied Japan on it. I found it didn't always help it sell. Like this piece, it did not help it sell. But a lot of people do like to collect in that era, if no other reason, because you now know specifically what the era was. They pretty much stopped doing stamps like that in 1952. So it's one of those cases that you basically know if you've got it. It's people say 1945 because that's the end of the war. In 45, things really weren't marked that way because they weren't making anything at the end of the war. So it really wasn't until like 46 or 47 that they started producing porcelain again. And it was stamped like that till about 1952 or 53. I can't remember. So anyway, both pieces are marked. It is I believe those are lilies painted onto the saucer and painted on the inside of the cup. But what I like about it is the outside of the cup is jet black. So you got a jet black cup with a gold base, but then the floral design is in the middle. So I just think this is really pretty. I originally had it for $8, marked it down to $6, didn't sell, so I'm selling it here for $4. So $4 for the Occupied Japan teacup with the lily pattern on it for number 5. Occupied Japan, number 5 teacup. All right, and the last item before we get to the bargain bin is another pair of probably 50s, another pair of decorative plates that also have, I had several items this evening that had that gold dusting accents around the rim. So it's another piece of porcelain. It's a pair of fruit plates. It has the the reticulated pierced design around the edges. It's got the gold brushing as well as like lavender. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try and hold them together without crashing them together. It's like a gear game. Okay, you can see they're not the same color. This one has pink in between the gold, and this one has more of a lavender between the gold. So you can see there is a difference between the two colors. There's no marks on the back. These are very common. Bavarian. You know, there's a lot of areas that did these. Sometimes Japan, but a lot of them are German. These just probably had a label on them that have fallen off over time. They were designed to be hung because there is a hole in it. So it is designed, the little hanger is still there. So these were never designed to be eaten off of. These were designed specifically for decor. So you've got a pair of matching, the blanks are the exact same, but the color scheme, you have both the pink and the lavender. So again, it's $4 for the pair. So $2 for each plate. $4 for the pair, regardless of who they were from. $4, no chips, no cracks. $4 for the pair of fruit plates by giving you number 10. $4, number 10 for the pair of fruit plates. All right. Did anyone take number 5? Yes, number 5 went to Laura Ann. I don't think I said hello to you before, Laura, so welcome back. Thank you so much for joining. So number 10 for the pair of plates. That is the last of the regular items. And then I need to do Trusty bargain bin, which is in sort of a bin. It's in a milk crate. All right. Number 10 goes to Jewel Tea. Okay. So the only things that didn't sell were my 2 chop plates. So if anyone wants them, you can have them. Number 2, number 22. Number 22, I'm actually surprised it didn't sell because it's Taylor Smith and Taylor, but just whatever. All right. If you're not familiar with the bargain bin, I don't fit anymore. Say hi, Huck. All right. If you're not familiar with the bargain bin, it kind of works the same way the earlier part of the evening, which is not the norm. Everything in the bin is $2. So as opposed to everything else earlier was $4, now everything is going to be $2. The difference will be is I will be holding up letters. So if you've been on a mobile device and you have to keep shifting to your numbered keyboard, flip back over, you're going to be using your letter keyboard because I'm just going to hold up the letters. And so instead of giving me a number, you're going to give me a letter. So there are 10 items in the bargain bin. I'm going to try and go pretty quickly because I wanted to be done at the 2-hour mark, which means I got 5 minutes to go through 10 items. So we shall see. All right, first one, we got a baby boot, baby booty planter. It is a Relpo, still has the Relpo label on it. Chicago, made in Japan. It's a little import piece. It can't decide whether you're having a boy or a girl. Get both. Got the pink around the top and a blue around the ribbon and around the middle and little yellow flowers. It's in perfect condition, no chips, no cracks. Had been 6, marked it down to 3. Now I'm marking it down to 2. So $2 for the little baby booty planter by giving me letter G. $2, letter G for the baby booty. All right. I had over a dozen of these, and for some reason, this one didn't sell. So this one is a Chicago Bulls. All right, Halem, what is this? Not a Pilsner. Pint, I guess. I mean, it's a Miller Genuine Draft glass. Like I said, I sold a dozen of these, and for whatever reason, this one is left all by itself. So I marked it down to 3 the last week, didn't sell, so now I'm going to sell it for 2. So we've got the Chicago Bulls Miller Genuine Draft, $2 for the beer glass by giving me number 18. Pint, thank you. $2 for the beer pint for the Chicago Bulls Miller Genuine Draft. And did I lose Nate? Oh, Nate got a delivery. So I missed who got G. So Michelle Decker got G. Thank you, Melody. So the baby booty planter went to Michelle Decker. And then, nope, I got rid of all my skeleton keys, Christy. Somebody came by my booth the last day and bought all of them. And all right, now I'm confused. Nate sending me messages I don't understand. What was number 18? All right, wait, I've got a communication problem with Nate. So Nate's saying that number 18 goes to Thomas Lynch. I don't see what was number 18. Oh, because I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Number 18 was the glass. It was supposed to be a letter. I'm confused. All right, so the Bulls glass went to Thomas Lynch. I need to move the numbers out of the way because it's obviously confusing me. It's been a long day. All right. Next item. This is a little carved wood, lacquered wood bud vase with its own bud. So you get a little brass flower that's coming out of the top of this. I am not sure how well it's embedded in there, so I'm not sure if you can yank it out and do something else. But it is a wood product with a label that I need my cheaters to see what it says. And it says it is mahogany, genuine Barbados mahogany. There you go, Calypso. From Barbados, West Indies, Medford Mahogany Creations. So it's the Medford Mahogany Creations from the West Indies. It's got the little gold floral. That's actually an engraved piece. Like it's etched in there and then painted. So it's not just on the surface. It's actually in there. And it's $2. So $2 for the wood bud vase. They give me letter Y. Mahogany bud vase, letter Y, $2. All right, next piece. Got a piece of iridescent glass. Also was using this as an underplate to some other pieces. I had quite a bit of amber glass available. Colloquially, people may consider this carnival glass, but this is the same color in the bottom as is on the top, so it's not nearly as much iridescence as a true carnival glass. So the mahogany vase goes to Auntie Christy. Thank you, Christy. So this is, it has a crackle pattern on the front, kind of like that leaf veining. It's not crackle, but it's like that leaf veining that's in the front. And then it has the starburst impressed in the back. I did not find this pattern anywhere, but regardless, I'm selling it for $2. So $2 for the little amber iridescent small underplate or small plate. Yeah, Katie probably would recognize it. But I don't technically know if that would be considered crackle because to me it looks like veins of a leaf, but maybe it's crackle. Anyway, it's only $2. So $2, letter M, $2 for the amber plate. All right. And I think I saw somebody come by that wanted 22. Yeah, so the number 22, the Taylor Smith and Taylor chop plate is going to Chad in Maryland. All right, and then M, the amber plate, is also going to Auntie Christy. Her internet has kicked in. All right, next item is, for those of you who are new to my channel, I basically came to vintage reselling as a result of community theater. I act quite a bit, but I also do set dressing and props. And Daher tins were my best friend. because after doing a disastrous production of She Loves Me, where it takes place in a perfume shop and we used actual glass perfume bottles that continually shattered throughout the performances, I discovered the benefits of tin. So these Daher tins look great from a distance because they look like porcelain, but I do that every time, and it's always surprised me how much that hurts. You can't break them, and they can't break you, although that did hurt a little bit. So this is an oval one. This is actually one of my favorites, and it is actually signed by the original designer, Pritchard. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, these were mass-produced. This one does have the Daher label on the back. Your useless tip of the day is if you're interested in tins, these are not particularly expensive, so they're an easy collection to build. If they say Daher, they're by definition vintage because Daher changed its name in 1982. So anything marked Daher is pre-1982. If it says the Tin Container Company, it's after 1982. So anyway, this is a Daher. I had marked it. Originally, I think it was 15. Then it was down to 8. Then it was down to 3. And now it's down to 2. So $2 for the oval Pritchard design. It was primarily black. I thought this one was really pretty. But anyway, so $2 by giving me letter T. $2 letter T for the Daher tray. All right. Next piece is, actually this started in one of the live sales. It was a weird acquisition, admittedly. But, you know, for those of you, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Well, I don't really think this has anything to do with St. Patrick's Day. Elfin gold is what that says. Never did figure out what that one said. So we've got some sort of, you know, language going in here. So we're speaking in tongues. We never actually determined what this was. Somebody else found one listed that also had these holes on it. But the holes are so far down, you really can't use them as a handle because if you picked it up, it would be top heavy. It's just got this little wooden top to it. Somebody said it was a garlic saver. You know, that's why there would be the air holes in it. I don't know why your garlic would be elfin gold, but who knows? So nobody else knew what it was either. So it sat in my booth for a while. Last time I had it down to $6. Didn't sell, so I'm just getting rid of it for $2. So $2 if you want the elfin gold container, $2 for the letter N. $2 letter N for elfin gold. And did I have any takers on? Okay, so I think Nate meant T goes to BMOS Mercantile. Okay, where were all you people when I was selling my other tins? Good Lord. So yes, so T went to BMOS Mercantile, so she gets the oval tin, which is one of my favorites. And then N, the elfin gold container, went to Sue Spezio, along with the other items that were there for Thomas Lynch. Another tray. This was just a melamine tray. It does have a name on the back. It says Harmony House. And it does have the word Melmac, which does make it a little bit more valuable because Melmac, you could only use the word Melmac if you were actually using the material that Melmac was licensed with. So a lot of melamine products never say Melmac because they would have been violating copyright. This one does say, it's going to be really hard to see, but you can see underneath, right above Avalon, you can see it says Melmac. So this is a true Melmac platter that, you know, again, just goes to show what was selling and not selling in the location that I was in. It's a lovely tray in great condition, little pink roses on it. I had it only for $6. It never sold, marked it down to 3, didn't sell. So I'm selling it here for 2. So the Melmac tray with a little rose pattern on it. Yep, Elf was from Melmac. That's right. We all have useless knowledge in our heads. There you go, Halem. So you have Alf's dinnerware from Melmac. It is $2 for the letter H. $2 for the letter H for the Melmac rose tray. All right, only a couple items left. Literally 2 items left. This was, again, as I said, when I expanded into that booth, I tried to do a little bit more vintage kitchen and just like kitchen decor. I don't know how true vintage these were. These may be a little bit later. I kind of felt they were like an 80s, 90s kind of thing, but they might be later than that. I don't know. So H, the Melmac, went to Karen Dondelinger. So thank you, Karen, for picking that up. So this is a set of little hors d'oeuvre forks. So you've got a pineapple pattern. got a pineapple, a lemon wedge, and a watermelon. So you've got 3 forks, which I was selling in the booth for $5. They never sold, so I'm selling them here for $2. So $2 for the set of 3 little hors d'oeuvre forks, $2 for the letter F. Letter F, hors d'oeuvre forks, $2. And then the very last item was also in the same shelf with the baby booty. Another baby item. This is a baby food warmer. Admittedly, this is not in the best of condition. You can see where the metal meets the ceramic. There's definitely some discoloration. The rim seems to have slid a little bit. It still seems tight. Like it doesn't seem like it's going to fall out or anything. The hors d'oeuvre forks went to Jean Marie. Oh, 2 items left. The other one just fell. So Jean Marie got the hors d'oeuvre forks. So this is, you put the hot water in this. It would surround the ceramic tray and would keep your baby food warm. What I think is special about these are the Bakelite handles. And there's also a crack in the rim, which was not there when I put it in my booth. So I'm selling the whole thing for $2. You can rip the handles off and they're worth more than $2 each. So I don't ever recommend doing that, but it is a cute little, again, for a vignette or, for put it as part of a baby basket for a shower gift. You could put like stuff in it. It can be used to hold Q-tips or whatever. You don't have to use it as a baby food warmer, but it's very cute. Did not sell in the booth even at $3. I'm selling it here for $2. So $2 for the baby food warmer. Oh, there is a mark on the back. Excello Chromium, made in the USA. So there is a little tiny label on the aluminum. So it's Excello. I don't know what the china is made out of, but $2, letter K. $2, letter K for the baby food warmer. And the last item, I don't think I ever saw Vinny join the chat, which is totally fine. It's impossible for all of us to join each other's sales as much as we try. We always support each other. But had Vinny been here, I would have pulled this out when I saw him. So I'm pulling it out now because it is part of the bargain bin. It is my last item in the bargain bin, and it is right up Vinny's alley. So K, the baby food warmer, goes to Jewel T. So thank you, Julie, for picking that up. So this is a glass coaster. See, I actually did end up having another coaster. I do not know the age on this piece. Admittedly, I don't think it's particularly old. It might be brand new. I have no idea. But it has the rough finish, like sometimes glass cutting boards are made out of. So I think that's designed really just so it doesn't slide around as much. And then it just has this very high gloss glass finish on the top that says Blue Dolphin Martini with a scantily clad woman sitting on the edge of a martini glass. So I had to have another coaster. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. I get announcing with I don't want anything vulgar, period. So if there's vulgar stuff somewhere in the chat, somebody needs to block it. If someone is being rude to each other, my moderators, please step in if you think it's getting out of hand. Come on, guys. We've been here for 2 hours. We're all friends. I don't see what's going on in the chat, but I'm not putting up with it. So if it's something that I need to deal with, I'll deal with it. But moderators, step in. So anyway, I'm glad this is the last item because you guys all just pissed me off, and I'm gonna leave this in a bad mood. So Blue Dolphin Martini glass coaster, $2. Letter C, $2. Letter C for the Martini coaster. Thank you, Carrie, for explaining what was going on. It happens, I personally feel that you refresh often enough, you usually have a pretty good chance at it. And if not, there's nothing all that special that you couldn't find someplace else. I mean, granted, tonight's prices were pretty good, but that's one of the reasons I don't do auctions is because I don't feel those are any more fair. people claim that, oh, they're more fair, but no, you still need fast internet to get in under the 60-second mark or whatever. So we're just here to have fun. So please, everyone, just have fun. Like, I don't know what went south there, but have fun. So C, I missed who got C. I know people were claiming it. Karen Nuttlinger. Karen is my compatriot with coasters. I think her collection outpaced mine significantly. So I'm always glad when Karen can pick up some coasters. Okay. So that was it. So really the only thing, I did end up number 22 went to Chad. I should have taken it away. So really the only thing I didn't sell was the chop plate. And then I had 3 other chop plates I never showed. So Chad, if you're interested in chop plates, let me know. I can show you the other ones. They're all $4. But since they weren't selling, I didn't waste the time, and we still went over 2 hours. Sorry. But I hope you all had fun. That's what we're here for. We're here to have fun. I'm in a better mood. Huck, we're in a better mood, aren't we? Yes. Huck says we're in a better mood. So we're good. It's skunky junk. Okay. Sarcasm is hard. Sarcasm, very hard. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. So yeah, so hopefully I missed some of the chat. So I'm glad I missed it. I don't know. Everyone just, we're having fun. There's so many places for us all to hang out. I really do appreciate when you share your time with me, because I know there's a lot of other people that you can spend time and money with. But I hope you have fun. I always try and have something different and interesting, and maybe you learn something, and hey, you got to see Huck. So that was always good. So anyway, thank you so much. If you are new, again, please send an email to the email address going around the bottom. Pretty much if you bought from me before, unless you've changed, somebody just changed an address, let me know if there's a change. But for the most part, I do keep track of everything that I sold. So I know the number. I know pricing was easy because it was either $4 or $2. So, you don't have to go out of your mind to try and email me or remember your item number. But if you're new, I have to have you, because even though I can see you in my chat, I can't contact you. So if you don't send me an email, there's no way for me to contact you to ask your shipping address or to do anything. So just make sure for the new people that you do send me an email, and hopefully you've had some fun. So later tonight, Nancy also has some fun live sales. She does the Night Owl program. So she is at 11 p.m. Eastern. So she's at This Overstuffed House, all one word, This Overstuffed House. So hers are tonight. I didn't end up seeing Barb. She tries to make some of the chats. She's very gracious that way. But Barb has her chat or her sale tomorrow night with Jeffrey at Real Nifty Vintage. Barb is Winking Owl Antiques, but the channel is Real Nifty Vintage. Probably you already follow that one, but if you don't, that's probably the largest live sale in the vintage community right now. And then after that at 10 p.m. Eastern, highly recommend Fatbird Finds. They do a fun evening of sipping and flipping. Or flipping and sipping, I don't remember, or just sipping and sipping, just if you want to hang out on a Friday night. That is Fat Bird Finds. They do sell a couple items, but they're really more just like of a hangout. And then I think Danny was here earlier, so she does her sales on Saturdays during the afternoon. So for hangout, follow Angela Marksberry. She posts the calendar on Instagram, which I will admit that's kind of my gospel. That I have to look at that because I can't keep track of everybody's sales. So really appreciate you finding some time to hang out with me. Really appreciate you putting your trust in Trusty Huckster, and hope you all have a great night. Bye-bye.